Well, hello everyone. Mikey Kung Pao Chang here. We back again tonight. And remember I showed you in my last video this new special guest star right here. This one. Reason she around, and the reason she were around yesterday, I didn't tell you the whole reason. It because we saw a new witness on the stand today. And I think that between a new witness and Jodi, there's this thing called a cat fight going on. Meow. So we're going to get into a few crips. I got to put this kitty down or she'll go crazy. Anyway, nice to have a witness on the stand who doesn't take 20 minutes to answer each question, more like 20 seconds. Don't you think so? And nice to have someone know what they're doing for a change, do some actual testing and things like that. Nice to have a witness that know what a borderline personality disorder is and some of the other characteristics Jodi have. Nice to have a witness that know when somebody's lying and not lying. Nice to have a witness that know when somebody have anger problems and it all show up in the evidence that Samuels and LaViolette looked at. And see this thing here around my neck? This in honor of LaViolette, because you know, if you have a few pounds on you and you wear something like this draped around your shoulder and that kind of thing, it's supposed to make you look thinner, you know. Never work, I don't think. Do it work? No, don't work. Anyway, LaViolette got blistered in some kind of a special closed hearing. We don't know what happened in there. I have a lot of speculation, but I don't want to say, you know, like she says she spent 48 hours with Jodi in 4 sessions. That's a lot of time, like 12 hours a session, sitting in jail on the other side of plexiglass? I don't think so. So maybe she falsified her time card to get some extra money out of the taxpayer of Arizona, or something along those lines, or some kind of inappropriate behavioral misconduct. We know she has some perjury. We know she go over to Travis' family and inappropriate and illegally talk to them, which you're not allowed to do, about a whole bunch of things like that. Anyway, I'm going to look at some crips real quick. It's kind of a shoot from the hip today. I don't have any time, working 70 hour. And if you want to know where my first video went, YouTube took it off because they say it's too inappropriate. So apparently, if you say anything at all, it's inappropriate. Because I'm pretty mild, don't you think? Do I say? I don't use profanity. I try my best. Anyway, don't know why that happened. But if they keep taking them down, I won't be able to do them because I got to be myself. Anyway, for now, hold on a minute, we'll be right back. Okay, a few computer crips. Let's see what we got going tonight.
The defendant and all counsel. Mr. Nurmi.
Your Honor, the defense.
The defense what? Oh, I think you were going to say the defense crapping their pants. I think it, but he forgot to say the rest. Let's see what else going on.
At the time that you're conducting the event.
Holy mackerel, what's going on there? Is that Nurmi sucking his thumb and sweeping? That's what it looked like to me. Anyway, let's see what happens.
Evaluation, right?
If that's the referral question, yes.
And how is that different than treatment? It seems to me that you're going to be talking to both of them at the same time, right?
You do talk to both of them. They're very separate roles.
Well, how is treatment different than the evaluation for forensic purposes?
An important part of therapy, treatment, is that you develop a relationship with the person.
Which you don't do if you're evaluating.
Whereas in an evaluation, you're an independent evaluator, so is that you're not biased.
In other words, not
for example,
LaViolette.
To be asked to provide an evaluation, an independent evaluation on any of my therapy clients that I see right now, I would not be able to do that. I have a relationship with them already.
And I wouldn't do what LaViolette did, or Samuels did.
Involving
Need to apologize to anybody. That seems odd.
It seems odd when LaViolette started her whole questioning with Jodi apologizing. They go on to talk about many things like this, and this girl do actual clinical evaluations and forensic evaluations, completely professional, using test data and not being biased, completely unlike Samuels and that idiot that they had on before, that woman. I'm not going to say her name.
Does it seem odd to come in and apologize to somebody?
Apologize for what?
For whatever it is that you had to speak to them. Is that something that you would do?
Speculation. Many objections. Let's see what else happened here. Oh, here's one thing I want to show you. Yep, we meant it. I want to show you for a moment. Jodi spent her whole day copying in that journal from one journal to another journal. All for hours she was doing that. She'd look at that page and she'd copy in that page. And notice the grasses over here. I don't know if you can see in this video, but there's no change when I look at the grasses in the rind there, so whatever prescription that is, very, very weak. Kind of like the Jodi grasses I wear before. What else do we see here? I think I saw something in a second with the mom. And let's take a look. Oh yeah, there it is. See that little pendant right there? It looked like an Aryan face. Remember I told you before I think Jodi might be an Aryan? So not so sure. But anyway, let's move on. Getting a little off track here. Up to here. And one other thing I was wondering when we're watching Nurmi, see how he do that all the time? I was wondering if he were trying to maybe hatch a penguin egg, you know, because you see how the penguins do like that, and maybe he looking down there at Wilmont or something. Okay, but that's what it reminds me of whenever I see Nurmi doing that. The emperor penguin down in Antarctica, trying to hatch an egg. Okay, let's keep going. Where are we going to go next? We shooting a riddle, like I said. Riddle from the hip, the poor witness up there.
Given to you or related to you by the defendant.
Yes.
And were they the same or were they different?
They were very different.
In terms of the abuse that was related to, or that the defendant provided to Cheryl Karp.
Here what she's talking about is the fact that each time Jodi report to somebody, the abuse get worse and worse and worse, more and more incident. Okay, that shows she's making it all up. Anyway, let's move on from there and see how this witness destroys Samuels and LaViolette, because she really destroyed them both, just like Juan did. Because she actually a real critical.
No, it was not.
So, did you go out and get or obtain a copy of the test itself so that you could compare it then to what was on the bubble sheet?
Yes, I did.
And when you did that, what is it that you found with regard to the question that talks about the triggering mechanism for PTSD?
I found that she indicated that it was an event that occurred with a stranger.
And if, in this case, it's been determined that the event that we're talking about did not involve a stranger, it actually involved Mr. Alexander, if that were the case.
In other words, she made the story up about the ninjas, and that was supposed to trigger a PTSD. So the whole diagnosis of Samuels and everybody. And there were a lot more things here that showed that Samuels and LaViolette are a phony and bias and making buddies with Jodi. Let's see what's up here. Oh, this is a funny one. Listen to this and how quickly the defense jump up and object.
It does not, again, because PTSD is strongly tied to what the actual trauma is.
So in terms of this PDS, if the trauma was not related to a stranger, in terms of the opinion in this case, is it worth anything?
No, other than it's other evidence that Miss Arias decided to lie on a test.
Objection, Judge.
Objection. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at Nurmi come up out of that chair. Hard for him to do that fast. He mad now. Listen up now. We're not going to have any truth in this trial. How dare you suggest that Jodi Arias ever lie about anything? Okay, let's move on to part 2. Thank you, Coker Cream, putting all these up, as always. All right, here we are. Start part 2. So you notice that, first thing I want you to notice that there's some empty seat here, right here, and right here. I'm just wondering, could there be maybe a personal hygiene issue or something? Also, when I travel on airlines, you know, the middle seat between two people like that, these seats about 1/3 that size. So it always bothers me when I travel and I get stuck. You end up about 4 inches wide when you're done. Anyway, let's move on from that. Not much to say there. Let's see what we're going up here.
Data there, which is giving tests.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what would the test have done?
Because the LaViolette don't do no tests.
Measure.
And I want you to notice again, Jodi's friend from jail, she's sending tweets out saying Juan Martinez is shorter than I am wide, and you know, Juan Martinez a mean guy, and we're gonna flip the bird to everybody, especially that Nancy Grace, and she's sending lots of tweets like that, and not supposed to be doing that.
And in this case, isn't that at all correct?
Can you say that again?
there isn't any testing that she did, correct?
That's correct.
LaViolette just had impressions. The Jodi friend still tweeting.
It was given. You use it as
What
a
else
piece
we
of
got up
data.
here?
And so saying that you don't believe it, for example, her saying that...
Is she trying to tie her shoe? Okay, I don't know. Yeah,
Jury
objection.
is directed to recall the evidence provided previously in this trial by the witness. May continue.
With regard to
objection
whether or not
all the
this is something to
time.
be believed,
Wait, it may be who he's sucking his thumb again? I keep seeing him sucking his thumb all day. Plus, he kept falling asleep for quite a while. Anyway.
her approach lend itself to being able to make an assessment of when somebody is being truthful or untruthful just by looking at the written word, the objective data.
What's Jodi doing? All day long she was like checking her writing from one journal to the other. She kept on doing that and doing that. I want to show you something else. See that there? That's called an emperor penguin, you know? And I want to show you that when they go up on the sidebar, see that? See that Nermi up there? Remind me very much of the emperor penguin. Maybe looking down at Weirmont there. Okay, so we're getting off track, aren't we? So let's move on. Did you make up the bubble test? A thing like that. Actually, we're going to go to part 3. What she talk about next going to make Jodi very mad, because she's going to talk about an intellectual deficit, an immaturity. And remember, Jodi says she's a genius like Einstein, and this lady said her IQ pretty high in one section, not so much in other. But listen to this.
When I first started reviewing the records, there was indication in those records that there was a sense of immaturity that was present. For example, in Miss Arias's booking profile, the way that she took the picture, she kind of smiled as though it was a high school photo rather than a booking picture that you would typically see.
Oh, yeah, well, let's remember that she told the police when they came to arrest her, hold on, I got to do my makeup. Let me get my purse, got to, make sure my makeup. And when she went in the interview room, that's what she was most worried about. So, for whatever year old she was then, 28 or something, not very mature, I guess.
This to me was strange. I found it to be strange and immature. There was also
about
that
800 other kind of strange behavior.
Observations and all of the different pieces of information that I had. Yes, I did.
And what was that?
I diagnosed her on axis 2 as borderline personality disorder.
Okay. Borderline personality disorder, those of you who don't know, have a bunch of characteristics, and this lady find that almost all of them apply to Jodi. Of course, she's also a narcissist and a sociopath, but, that aside. But a thing like spritting, spritting mean that she see Travis as a white knight in shining armor 1 second, and see him as an evil villain Satan from hell the next minute when she be murdering him. Okay, and jump back and forth like that. A bunch of characteristics like that. Not able to let go. You're going to abandon me, then I have to kill you. Okay, that kind of thing.
What does that mean?
Generally, borderline personality disorder, you can think of it similar to what we see in teenagers often. This sense of immaturity
or worse
by others. So what we see when I'm looking for symptoms when I'm looking for signs of the symptom, I'm looking again for a pattern that has happened over time. In terms of this, what we see in people with borderline personality disorder is that they engage in behaviors to try to keep people close to them.
Like
but
spying,
ironically, these kinds of behaviors often push people away. So in the case of Miss Arias, this was demonstrated throughout her relationship, throughout life. And also with
buying
Mr.
T-shirts, say I belong to Travis.
After they broke up, when they broke off their relationship, she then moved to Mesa.
To be right next to Travis,
to him.
From 2 states away.
I also interviewed his brother, Steve, and he indicated to me that Mr. Alexander...
Without telling us what he said, what characteristic did you find?
This fear of abandonment.
Okay.
This tendency to overstep boundaries, to be intrusive. Miss Arias herself notified me that she had checked his Facebook without his permission, read text messages without his permission, engaging in these kinds of behaviors that
bank account,
let me see what you're
spying,
doing. I want you to be near me.
Phone call.
There was indication from friends that highlighted her tendency to engage in these intrusive behaviors by spying on him,
spying.
by being intrusive with his space in general.
Wilmot can't even object because she knows that's all on the record.
So did she meet this characteristic or this
Yes.
criteria?
Yes, along with all the other one. Okay. Now watch this. Jodi mad after all that. She going, I am going to melt you with my witchy power. I'm going to dissolve you, witness. And she looked at us and back at her. She very angry now. You have exposed some of my characteristic, and I will do to you what I did to Travis. Anyway, that was she thinking, and she looked a bit scary. Oh, by the way, did you notice also, this looked like two big fangs up here today. You know, her bangs change every day. Today it looked like two giant fangs on maybe a vampire or something. A little bit scary, and I don't know. Let's move on from there. About her anger, because she's very angry, sometime inappropriate. As we know, let's see what they say. Another sidebar, latest stuff, 827 times 10 to the 30th power, and Wilmot objecting and everything. Did your ring bother you today, Wilmot? Because you wish you weren't married anymore? You be with your BFF? That why you're doing that? Okay, anyway.
Let's take a look at
Are we in the right?
623.
You're going to talk
And
about
this issue involving inappropriate intense anger.
Yeah. Okay.
Around at any time. I found out, much to my regret, that my anger is very destructive.
Slow down a little bit.
That Jodi journal or something. Yeah.
I've never beaten up anybody over it, but I've kicked holes in the walls,
And kick dogs.
kicked down doors, smashed windows,
Killed animals.
broken things.
Beat my brother
It
with a
hurts
baseball bat.
people, and it hurts me.
Yeah. Little anger management problem. She the one called.
It lowers my vibration and attracts unwanted lower vibrational situations and people into my life.
Lowers her vibration.
So I
What does
strive
that mean?
every day
She talking
to
about
be
her
a bigger
vibrator?
person and
Okay.
to avoid thoughts,
Let's move on.
feelings, and conversations.
Okay, this is where they're talking PTSD. If she really had PTSD like that Samuels and everybody say, then she would have avoided all the thing that caused it, which would have been Travis-related issues. Instead, they're already talking about how she embraced everything having to do with Travis after she murdered him. So no PTSD there. What she say for a minute?
Associated with the trauma.
Yeah. Also, notice she's going to give Jodi a water drinking lesson because Jodi don't know how to drink water like a normal person. So watch this. She's going to show her how to drink water. And she pour it. I think you can even hear it. Hear that going in the cup? Yeah, a little ice cube and everything. I like lots of ice in my water too. So I like this girl because she like a lot of. See how she drink normal? She's saying, "Hey Jodi, hey, this is how you drink water, okay? You don't do anything normal. So I'm going to teach you everything from scratch, okay?"
All right, what do you know about that?
Similar to the stuff that I highlighted before.
What else we got?
She was writing about it quite a bit
The
In her
grass.
journal?
in her incident. Or if there's any kind of substance abuse.
I just couldn't skip that because Jodi's so upset now. She don't know whether to put the pretend grasses on, off, or in the middle. So they kind of show up in the middle. Anyway, I don't know. I think that's about all we're going to look at for now.
But you don't see that long of duration. And there's other inconsistencies.
There's so much
with her
packed in
reports.
here. But we got to close. I got to go to
At the end
bed.
of it,
All right, so I'm back, and I can see you all better now because I found my Jodi grasses. Okay, so I can wear those again. My Jodi prop grasses. Okay, maybe I should wear them down like that. Huh? Like she was doing. Anyway, so today we find that this new witness destroys Samuels and LaViolette completely, and which they deserve to be destroyed completely, I think. And so we're not going to talk too much more about this one until Juan bring on his next witness. I don't know who that will be. And somebody tell me I'm doing lizard tongue like Jodi, but no, not like Jodi. Okay, Jodi does like this. She go. Okay, that's not the same as going. Okay, so just get that straight. Don't bother me with that no more. Also, did I tell you? Yeah, I told you that somebody fragging my videos and everything. So I don't know. We'll make our videos as tame as possible, but still say what need to be said. And there's a lot more that need to be said. So this is a quick shoot from the hip. Hope you all understand, and we'll see you next time. Don't go to no sociopath.